Hello there and welcome to the programme. The Duchess of Cambridge has given birth to a son who will now be third in line to the British throne. The baby was born at 24 minutes past 4 on Monday afternoon and weighs 8 pounds 6 ounces. That's just over 3.5 kilograms. He'll be given the title of the Prince of Cambridge, yet we still wait to find out the name of the royal baby. The Duke of Cambridge said in a statement the couple could not be happier. He and the Duchess will remain in the hospital in London overnight. Our royal correspondent Nicholas Witchell reports.
After a long day for a new mother within the Lindo wing at St Mary's Hospital, tonight the official confirmation of the birth. Moments before, a copy of the formal announcement was brought from the hospital to be taken by car to Buckingham Palace. Kensington Palace issued this statement. Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cambridge was safely delivered of a son at 4:24 p.m. The baby weighs 8 pounds 6 ounces.
For the first time in British history, recent changes in the law meant it made no difference to the succession. If the royal baby was a boy or a girl, the baby would be third in line to the throne regardless. But as it turned out, the new law would not be put to the test. Our royal correspondent Louisa Baldini reports on the family and the public life that lies ahead.
It was a pregnancy in the public eye. There was no hiding away from the cameras, and royal duties continued for the Duchess of Cambridge until the final weeks. Wherever she went, the gifts, the questions, the chat had been of the baby. She gave little away.
New baby on board.
Well, large crowds, many of them tourists, have gathered outside Buckingham Palace as night fell to catch a glimpse of an official notice of the birth on display in the palace forecourt. Now, amongst them were 3 young siblings from America who were too excited to go to sleep. So they turned up in their interesting pyjamas and caught the eye of our correspondent Joanna Gosling. This is what they had to say.
It's Charlotte, Harrison and Matthew. Charlotte 6, Harrison 7 and Matthew 9. You're up a bit late, kids. What's going on?
Well, my colleague there, Joanna Gosling, speaking to some well-wishers outside Buckingham Palace. What I want to know is where they got their pyjamas from. Fantastic stuff there. Well, Sharanjit Lail has been following how the news has been received in Singapore for us. And Sharanjit, I can imagine that it's headline news there too.
Well, it would be, Babita, and indeed people are going to be incredibly pleased when they see the news this morning. Of course, it is very early in the morning here. It's just after 7 a.m. So it didn't actually have time to make the headlines of the news on the newspapers this morning because it happened very late at night when the news finally broke. So indeed, I've got a copy of the Straits Times here. This is our main newspaper, but it's only on page 2 because, of course, last night she had just been admitted into hospital and they were still waiting.
Sharanjit, thank you very much for that. Yeah, indeed, we have to get used to that, don't we? Prince of Cambridge, until, like Sharanjit said, we get a name. But as you would expect, there's been reaction pouring in from political leaders from around the world. And US President Barack Obama and his wife Michelle sent their wishes to the royal couple on what they called the joyous occasion of the birth. They said, "We wish them all the happiness and blessings parenthood brings. The child enters the world at a time of promise and opportunity for our 2 nations." Well, the Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper led wishes of congratulations from Commonwealth leaders. He said Canadians are delighted to learn of the birth of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge's son, and we offer our heartfelt congratulations to the royal couple and the entire royal family. They might not have a monarchy themselves, but the excitement of the royal baby has been shared by many Americans. The news has also dominated US media outlets, which seem to have something of a bit of a royal fixation about them. Let's go live to New York and speak to the BBC's Nick Bryant. And Nick, you have been following this, you lucky man. Just tell us how the reaction's been.
Well, Babita, Americans began this month, you remember, on July the 4th, celebrating their independence from colonial rule. And less than 3 weeks later...
Nick, thank you very much for that. Nick Bryant there reporting from New York. And Nick, I know that we'll see you again a little later on, so for now, thank you. Right, let's return to our main story, and it is, of course, the news of the arrival of the Duchess of Cambridge's baby boy. Just want to give you a flavour of how some of the media here, in particular the UK's newspapers, are covering this for Tuesday morning. As you can imagine, every single paper is concentrating on it, and this one by the Daily Mail. Oh boy, one's a grandpa. I wonder where they got that shot from, because it looks like he's dancing in that picture there. And a well-known UK newspaper is called The Sun, S-U-N, but this is a nice little play on their title. Take a look at this. And that picture there in the centre is the easel where the official announcement was made after a bulletin, a telegram if you like, was sent from the hospital at St Mary's in West London right through to Buckingham Palace and then placed on the easel outside of the main area there. And at the Times, a beautiful shot of the couple here. We couldn't be happier, referring to that statement from Prince William, and a lovely picture of the Duchess of Cambridge in the Daily Telegraph with a final one here saying, "It's a boy." Well, that's it from us for now, but let's take a look at the last 9 months of Kate Middleton's pregnancy.
July, in the year 2013, we welcome with humble duty a future king, the firstborn of His Royal Highness, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, the third in line to the throne. Our new prince is the third great-grandchild of Her Majesty the Queen, and the first grandchild of His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales.